do anything with it, I'm not accountable for anything, I'm not working on applying it in any way, if that training isn't seen by the participant as directly relevant to their work, it's not going to get integrated, and that's one of the reasons that these programs fail. The next reason that they fail is that leadership is not engaged. So let's talk for a second about first-line supervisors, new supervisors, which may be a part of what you're trying to think about here. Certainly in a broad-scale organizational look at leadership development, you'd want to be thinking about first-line supervisors. Sarah mentioned that one of my books is called From Bud to Boss. It's one of the things that I think is highly important for us to think about. So if we're talking about first-line supervisors, for example, then they have a boss, and if we want that training or learning to be effective, then their leaders need to be engaged and involved in it. And if they're not, let's look at it this way. You go to training and you go back and try to implement it, but if your boss doesn't know, your leader, your manager doesn't know what you learned and can't support it, then you're likely to lose steam, lose momentum, and probably not apply what you could have learned. There's enough challenges for us to apply it without having other roadblocks, intended or not. So we've got to engage the leaders of the learners, and we've got to engage senior leadership. I'm guessing all of you that are listening to me say these words have at some point read in one of our trade magazines or in a business magazine or business journal about a CEO that's involved in the leadership development training of their organization or is involved in onboarding in their company. And you think, wow, that's engaged. That's people really making a stand. Here's why senior leadership needs to be involved in leadership development. It's a critical business process, as we've already described, and so why wouldn't they be involved? And more importantly than that, perhaps, is that their presence and their involvement says a lot about how important it is.